Good morning tuloy. Sanay na ako sa morning. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Though, today we're gonna be having a special guest na isang kaibigan ko. Haha, dito sa Baguio City. Alam nyo, syempre pinost ko na agad yung pag-uusapan. Dapat kung hindi mo pinost yung pag-uusapan. Natatawa tuloy ang aking guest today. Pero mas magaling pa to sa akin mag-host pa. Tapos ako nag-host para sa kanya. But anyway, so today, welcome again to the another live stream, One Day One Experience. Hashtag Best of Baguio City. So we invited actually a guest who's actually a friend of mine, who's currently residing in Baguio. But we actually met in one of our road trips with Experience Philippines. So doon siya nakilala, no? Doon ko siya naging kaibigan in one of the road trips, no? So after that, I don't know, it's like 2018 or 2018 ko or 2017. I'm not so sure exactly what, but madami siya sinalian kasi na road trip. Tama ba? Tama ba? Tama, 2017, di ba? Oh, 2017, 2018. So, marami siya na na road trips. And then, bumisita din kami when I came to Baguio for one of the events for Go Negosyo. She actually toured me around Baguio and so kind enough to show me one of her restaurants before, no? Pero nagsarado na during the pandemic. But masarap yung nila doon. Masarap yung chicken wings nila. Yun, hindi ko makakalimutan. But anyway, mas maganda siguro ikwento na natin. Sino ba siya? Sino ba yung kausap natin ngayon? No? So, ang ating guest ngayon si Jamie Yaneza. Actually, meron din siyang negosyo dito sa Baguio, which is actually about events and event planning and wedding. No? So, I invited her because she knows she's very popular here in Baguio. Diba? Hindi niya kinoconsider na celebrity siya. Pero sa akin, kinoconsider ko siya Baguio celebrity. No? So, ang ating topic for today, the best of Baguio, hosting events and memorable weddings with Jamie, because she actually does amazing madaming good reviews of how she does her events here. In fact, she even has a show here in Baguio City called Wednesdays with Jamie. Makikita natin mamaya yan. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Miss Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Kamusta?
Hi, Jamie. Hi, everyone.
Maraming salamat na nagsabi ka na oo to our live stream at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oo naman, why not?
Di ba? Ang napakalamig ng Baguio ngayon. Dami umuulan. Walang tigil ng ulan. Ilang days na.
So true. Super.
So, hindi ka ba nilalamig? Hindi ka ba nilalamig ngayon? Ako nilalamig na kaya naka-jacket na ako.
Nilalamig naman, kaya naka-long sleeve naman ako.
Alam mo si Jamie, super busy yan. So, I've been asking her for quite a while now to be one of the guests. Ngayon na siya naging available kasi ang dami niyang events na ginagawa. Tsaka meron siyang recording for her show. So, kaya alalaman natin yan muna. Sino ba nga ba si Jamie? Tanongin mo natin, sino ba si Jamie? Paano nga ba tayo nagkakilala?
Hindi ko na maalala yung year, G.
Hindi ka maalala. 2017, 2018, piling ko parang tagal-tagal na.
No? 2018 siguro.
2018. Basta alam ko, Lunacy yan. Lunacy, Random Road Trip.
Oo.
Random Road Trip. Paano ka ba nakabasali sa Experience Philippines na road trip?
Random road trip. Kasi na-introduce parang nakakwentuhan ko si Win. Tapos,
si Win.
Yung friend ko din na nag-experience Philippines. Tapos parang, napagkwentuhan, na-curious, ganyan.
Ayan. So, actually, doon nagsimula ang aming friendship na kinukulit ko na siya. Pero masaya kasama si Jamie pagdating sa food trip. Hindi ka magsasawa sa kakain at madami ka madidiscover ng kainan. Especially here in Baguio na madaming taong hindi alam ng mga special spots na alam ni Jamie. Yan, alaman natin yan. So Jamie, pero ano ba yung background mo? Siyempre, bidang-bida ka talaga sa akin ngayon.
Well, who am I? Well, I'm a true blue Baguio girl. That's what I can say about myself for sure. So I was born and raised in Baguio. My dad is from Rizal, actually, but my mom is a full-blooded Igorota.
Oh.
So half-half talaga ako. So what else? I am a person of many things. I do many things in life. Okay, so number one, I teach. So I teach as in senior high school and college students. I teach English subjects, communication subjects, and social studies. And then psychology, ganyan, because yun yung mga major ko, language and psychology. And then I'm also an event planner. So yun naman yung, hindi ko na nga alam ngayon kung ano ba yung main ko talaga.
May VA may VA work ka pa, may on freelancing.
Events, itong events kasi na to, I used to do it on the side lang talaga. Kasi parang it's something I enjoy. I still enjoy it up to now. Kaya lang parang mas marami na akong time for it now. Dati kasi when I was teaching, syempre I can only do it on the weekends or if I don't have class. Yon. So I'm an event planner, but at the same time, I'm also a host. So I'm an event host. Actually, mas nauna akong naging coordinator bago ako nag-host.
Talaga?
Talaga ako.
Ang daming racket talaga.
Yes,
Wait,
ganyan.
Toastmaster ka pa, di ba? You've been doing
Yeah,
Toastmaster.
so I think yung part of me being an events host was developed because I'm also a Toastmaster. So that is a public speaking and self-development organization. So yon, I have developed my confidence and public speaking through that club, and that's the time that I explored my hosting side naman. But
Oh.
yeah, tapos well, I also work from home.
Tas mom ka pa, di ba? You're a mom as well.
Yes, and I have a son as well. He's big na, so 15 na siya. He's 15 years old. And at the same time, I host my own talk show in a local social media channel here in Baguio. Ganon.
So,
Pero,
napaka-privilege ko talaga to have her.
ganito lang talaga ako. Kung maniwala kay G, simpleng tao dito.
Uy, tumigil ka dyan. Sabi mo nga napaka-humble. Hindi daw pinapansin, napaka-humble. Sabi ni si Val. Alam ko si Val na nag-comment. Hi G and Jamie, road trip na ulit.
Yes. Oo, isa pa yan. Isa akong lakwatsera. Yan pa pala yun.
I think yun ang number 1 na tayo, G.
Oo, isa akong kalad Karen pala.
Yes. So ko po pero nang lamig lang talaga.
Yes.
Na shirt. Yan. So, road trip nga ulit. Actually, gusto natin invite yung ating mga experienced Philippines na road trippers. Kung nagkataon kayo nandito kayo sa Baguio, huwag kayong mahiya, i-message lang kami. Sayang naman yung opportunity na makita-kita tayo here in the City of Pines. O, di ba?
Right.
Madaming places si Jamie na alam na pwedeng pwede nating kainan. Kasi kung food trip talaga. So, Jamie, teka lang. Paano ka nagsimula? I mean, you started out as a teacher and I think it's one of your, mentioned mo sa akin before, it's one of your calling rin because you really enjoy educating and teaching kids, no? Especially imparting values and also the right way to speak and grammar and writing and everything like that, no? Sa mga kwento natin, no? Pero paano ka na segue nga sa events? How did you get what inspired you to start the events naman?
Actually, ang origin niyan in terms of events, no? So I really teach. Pero when I was younger, mahilig kaming, I'm always part of the planning committee ng mga pa-surprise sa friends. Yan. So ako talaga ako ang never na sinusurprise ng friends kasi nandun ako sa planning committee. Hindi mo surprise sa akin, di ba? Oo. Pero nung nagturo na ako, ayan, sinusurprise ako ng mga estudyante kasi wala talaga akong alam. But as early as high school, yan, kami na talaga, because I have a very close group of friends, na friends ko pa rin sila hanggang ngayon, barkada ko pa rin sila hanggang ngayon. And then we always organize surprises for each other. And I'm always part of that. Yan.
Oh.
And, so dahil ganun kami ka-close, pati yung mga debut namin, yung mga ganon, we also helped each other nung time na yon. And my friends are really artsy, actually. So, ang gagaling nila sa crafts. So, we had yung friend, si Holly, yan.
Si Holly nga.
Yeah, yung debut niya na kami din talaga yung tumulong in terms of preparing the souvenirs, the invitation, yung mga ganon. So, it started with that, I think. And then, it also, parang it was also part of yung sister-in-law ko dati who also was into events. So, sinasama-sama niya ako noon to be a runner. Alam mo, yung experience ko kasi ganon, from the very basic of it.
So, nasa dugo mo na pala talaga maging events organizer. So ikaw yung sa group, ikaw yung groupmate sa school na talagang reliable. Siguro ikaw yung nag-organize ng ng mga projects. Oy, si Jamie nandyan, pwede tayong pagawa na kasama natin sa project yan. So kaya pala pag naging classmate ko siguro si Jamie nung kabataan, siguro napasa ko na rin sa kanya lahat. Parang siguro matutuwa ako nung pagkasama ko siya sa grupo. Anyway, so yun ang naging naging inspiration mo, and then you started doing it. And then pero why specifically that you started hinging on weddings? Kasi that's where you really got to be more like you hosted many weddings here in Baguio. And you've been doing bridal events, that you've been hosting bridal events here in Baguio City. Paano mo naman na segue to actually naging specialty mo is really mga weddings or special occasion events?
Actually, hindi naman talagang nag-focus sa weddings, but it just so happened na mas maraming, I think it really depends on kung ano yung season, kung peak ng season siya. And as you know, Baguio is really a wedding destination. Parang ito talaga yung place where people hold weddings. But at the same time, sabi ko nga, since people here in Baguio are already in Baguio, they don't need to go further to hold their weddings. So, in the end, naiipon dito, di ba? Yung mga Baguio people who get married here, plus people from outside Baguio who want to get married in Baguio. So, nagsama yon. And we have so many event planners here in Baguio, actually. Hindi kami, parang, I don't think kailangan naming mag-agawan or something because
Kasi sobrang dami. Sobrang
parang
dami. Wow, nga no. Parang hindi ka maubusan siguro sa isang linggo ng mga events.
Hindi naman. Dati, pre-pandemic. Pero hindi naman. It really depends. Tsaka ako din naman, I'm not the type who, yung parang basta may inquiry and kaya pa, go. What I do is I make sure that my people din, yung staff ko, have enough rest bago ako tumanggap ng next na event. So, siguro napapagod kami ng sobra kapag peak season kasi minsan di ka na rin makatanggi ng sunod-sunod na weddings. But on other occasions, tinatry ko na hindi siya sabay-sabay. In a week, for example, or in 2 weeks, dapat hindi ganun na naiipon. Kasi it also, ayoko kasi i-compromise yung quality ng service.
Oo, kaya paulit-ulit siguro sila ng kinukuha kasi nga it's the quality of service talaga, no? Naks naman.
Siyempre, mahalaga yan.
Oo. May gusto ko segue. Sabi mo, it's a destination wedding. Bakit yung may sinasabi silang kasabihan na pag hindi dinala mo doon jowa mo doon sa Baguio, nagkakahiwalay? Yun ang lagi ko nababasa sa mga social media. Totoo ba yun?
Hindi ako naniniwala doon. Kasi feeling ko, maghihiwalay talaga kayo ng jowa mo, kahit anong lugar pa yan. Sorry, please!
Totoo naman yun. I think tama ka, sabi mo sa akin kanina beforehand. I think dahil sa movie yata na thing called Tadhana, di ba? I think doon nauso yata yun eh. Kasi may pinagdadaanan si ate dito sa Baguio. Dito ba dumaan sa Baguio?
Oo.
Di ba? Di ba? So, pero nga, okay, going back. Bakit mo talaga pinocus as Baguio City? Why did you, aside, not because just you're living here in Baguio, but why Baguio City? What's so special about Baguio City? In your opinion, like if even though that you're a resident, if you laking Baguio ka, but what makes it so special as a destination wedding?
Oh, well, yeah, totoo, no? Maliban sa I know the place because I'm really from Baguio. Actually, marami tayong inquiry who would ask, are you really Baguio-based? Ganyan. Because of course, wais ka eh. If you are a client from outside Baguio and you try to find a local Baguio supplier, wais ka on that part because they know what's going on, right? They know. But in general, I would have to say, ang top reason naman talaga for people coming to Baguio would be the weather. Number one, because maraming may gusto ng garden wedding. Diba? And when you hold a garden wedding in a hot or warm place, hindi siya kasing comfortable, with holding a wedding in Baguio kasi malamig na talaga yung breeze.
Totoo.
So you have that advantage, I would say. Second, kahit hindi kayo garden wedding, when you go out from the church, alam mo yung mga transition na yan, from the church to the reception or may post-nup, pre-nup shoot, photos, etc. the weather is good, 'di ba? So hindi matutunaw ang makeup agad.
Oo nga. May practical side pala.
Right? Mm. So,
Oh.
yeah, ganon. I think those are the highlights. Well, maliban sa, I would say, no, because here in Baguio, we have an organization of wedding event suppliers. So we call ourselves BUESO, that's Baguio Wedding and Event Suppliers Organization. So, we have formed an organization na united. Hindi kami nagsisiraan. So, in fact, we ask for each other, like, what do you do in this situation? So, we're able to consult each other. So, siguro merong cooperation and teamwork then among the other suppliers. So, you will really be able to choose kung sino yung gusto mong kunin, for example, for your particular ano. And you would see the teamwork. Kasi for an event to work, dapat magkakasundo yung suppliers mo eh.
Totoo, totoo, totoo.
Diba? Ang hirap kasi nung I had this experience, no, I won't mention any group, but I had this experience where, because in coordination, there are instances na pag tinawag mong on the day coordination, wala akong hawak sa suppliers na binook nila. Okay, so they book their suppliers kung ano yung choice nila, and then I just have to execute their plans. So there was this instance na book, magkahiwalay, photo team hiwalay, video team hiwalay. I'm not saying na hindi mag-ideal na setup. Actually, pwede naman, right? It really depends on how they treat each other. But it just so happened that at that time, hindi magkasundo, particularly yung teams na yon.
Kaaway sila?
Yeah, medyo di sila ba? Medyo
May mga
hindi
ganyan
sila
pala.
bate. Oo,
Oh
yung
my
mga
God.
ganyan. And of course, the couple doesn't know, right? Kasi they
Yeah.
did not, kasi nag-on the day sila, hindi sila kumuha ng full coordination or semi-coordination service where your coordinator can actually give you consultation services, feedback, yung sila na yung bahalang mag-canvas for you, etc. So, on the day, I think it was really a struggle kasi, syempre, di ba usually magkasabay na sana yan? So, ang nangyari, medyo na-compromise yung timeline kasi ayaw nilang magsabay. Diba?
Holy crap. So, did it end up with a good wedding naman?
Okay pa rin naman. So, at the end of the day, it would depend sa coordinator kung paano mo sila, kung paano ka mag-a-adjust. Parang ganon. So, anyway, that's one, no? Sa Baguio kasi kapag sure na sure mo na kapag nakita-kita sila in an event. In fact, there's a situation na sa isang hotel, 3 event, 3 wedding na sabay-sabay,
Oh,
nakikita-kita
yeah,
kami.
yeah.
Diba?
Oo.
Ibang floor, ibang
Oh, yeah.
photo, yung ganon. Pero pagka nakita kami sa corridor, kawayan lang, hi, saan kayo? Yung ganon. So, hindi kami nagtataasan ng kilay. Ganon.
Oo.
So,
May,
it's
may,
really,
may mga
I would
may
say
mga
it's
terms pala, no? May mga terms that you guys use, no? Like you used kanina the word co-or. So that's
yes.
like a link. There's a lingo ba with amongst events or event organizers?
Siguro shortcut lang kasi parang ang haba.
Sino yung coordinator dyan? Sino
Oo,
yung
di
co-or
ba?
dyan? Di ba? Mas maganda pakinggan. Sino yung co-or dyan?
Mas parang gets mo na yun.
Oo nga naman. Pero it's ano la, if you're since you mentioned kanina something like these things happens and how important to have like I think a coordinator that knows all the suppliers, so it will avoid any issues in the long run, no? Especially it's a special occasion, ayaw mo umiiyak yung bride na, uy, bakit
Yeah.
ganito nangyari?
Sa totoo
Diba,
lang.
diba usually yun ang weddings naman really, it's really meant for the bride. I mean, it's really
Yeah.
the bride is the limelight, all the whole. May nawasan na ba kayo na gay weddings here in Baguio? Wala
Hindi
pa.
hindi pa masyado. Mm-mm.
Is it allowed ba? Like yung mga ganun, like ceremonies o gay ceremonies here?
I
Or
would
LGBT?
say oo, parang siguro as a private yung sarili nyo lang na celebration of love, yung mga
Yeah.
ganon. But yung inviting, wala pa ako, na inviting, what I mean is, kunyari pastor, etc. Wala
Yeah.
pa akong
Oo.
alam exactly. But I think there were already.
There
May
were
mga
already.
instances. Narinig na rin ako. So it's
Oh,
possible. It really depends naman kung sino yung mag-o-officiate ng wedding.
mag-appreciate. So, what are your top wedding inspirations here? You organize events and wedding stuff, wedding events already in Baguio. What were the most memorable that you've parang you won't forget. Like, it's like, uy, napakaganda talaga ng wedding na to. Parang wow, talaga ito yung parang like dream wedding ng kung sino man.
Alam mo sa ano, sa side ng coordination 'no, sa akin, sa team ko, ang nire-rate kasi namin would be our experience. Hindi kami I mean, yes, we'd look at yung styling. Siyempre, alam mo yung una
Aesthetics and
namang
stuff.
maaalala mo diyan yung styling na sobrang ganda, right?
Yeah,
Na yung parang maiisip mo na, wow, you're in a different place, yung
yeah,
parang na-transform ang isang lugar.
yeah.
That I would say would always be something that we look forward to, kung paano na-style ang isang
Oo.
venue. But as coordinators kasi, ang mas naaalala namin would be yung how the bride and groom were so in love, yung ganon. Yung parang,
Oh,
kasi ramdam namin eh. Kasi di ba kami, yung like my team, may sariling PA ang bride, may sariling PA ang groom. So, lagi kayong naka-immerse doon sa part na mararamdaman mo kung masyadong nag-aalala yung groom sa bride, yung ganon, na nafe-feel namin siya.
oo.
At the same time, parang nafe-feel din namin kung gaano kabait or kung gaano ka-kind yung family. Ganon, di ba?
Actually, di ba yun ang pinaka-challenging? Yung dealing with the family. Madaming request.
Actually, totoo yan. Kaya sa amin, ang most memorable would always be the events where we were treated na hindi kami mga utusan lamang. To
I
be very
agree. I know
blunt.
I can relate. I can relate to that. I can relate. I've seen events rin naman in my family na talagang ganun nga talaga, like they yun, tutuwa rin naman yung mga coordinators rin because in my family kasi we always like para siya lang, uy, kumain na ba kayo? Yung concern lagi
Oo.
ng pamilya, o like, kumain na ba kayo? Baka hindi pa kayo kumakain, nagugutom na kayo, punta na kayo dito, kain muna kayo, magdadala ng pagkain. Siyempre kasi
Yes,
nakakapagod,
oo.
di ba? I think nakakapagod. I think the one time I remember na yung iyak talaga ng coordinator habang nagbabaw. Sila pa yung umiiyak ng sobra-sobra habang habang ganun, di ba? May silang parang
Oo.
umiiyak rin sila kasi nga ang gaganda ng mga vows ng mga mag-asawa, parang grabe naman,
Oo,
napaka-touching naman 'to.
nakaka-touch. Tsaka parang yun nga, like yung mga bride and groom assist ko, they would always say, "Alam niyo ma'am, ang sweet ni sir." Gano'n sila. So,
Ah,
nafe-feel nila, oo. So, natutuwa naman ako kapagka gano'n. Tsaka ayun, yun nga, nafe-feel din namin yung mga families who are really, alam mo yun, yung parang sobrang
looking
down to
out.
earth nila
Oo, yeah.
sa isa't isa. So,
That's amazing. You know, I think that's the reason why you get more referrals kasi nga how you actually also treat it's a two-way side, it's a two-way street, diba? How they treat you and how you treat them. So people get to know also the relationships between the supplier and also the family, or the families getting married. But may tanong naman ako, ito. What are, if you were to choose, like, what are the top wedding places here? Like, mostly, sabi mo kanina, is like garden weddings. Like, if there were places, I remember nakwento mo sa akin to na ang layo ng pupuntahan, parang di yata kaya ng mobile cafe, umakit dito yung sa Crystal Cave, tama ba ako? Tama ba yun? Yung parang, yung nakita ko nga yung place. Pero ano if you were to recommend like top wedding places here? Like the top 3, if top of mind lang, na really like, it's such a nice garden wedding place.
siguro not top wedding on yung parang based on my choice, no? Kasi
Oh,
iba-iba talagang experience per place. But if it would be yung mga usual requests, top requests ng clients natin for garden wedding, one of the parang top choices for garden wedding would be Baguio Country Club,
oh,
Infinity Garden. Because two layers kasi yun eh. It's a two-layer garden. So you have a more cozy garden sa lower part kung mas konti kayo, and then an upper part. And since it's called an infinity garden, parang it extends, parang your view kasi is the horizon. So,
oh,
yun yung isang kinaganda niya, no? Your advantage there is since it's also part of a resort hotel, syempre, yung service, parang madali lang, di ba? Sometimes, I've tried yung mga gardens na, pwede naman yung garden ng bahay, kamo na
oh,
malaki, yung gano'n.
oh, oh.
But sometimes, there are things that you need na nahihiram mo ng madali kapag ka may katabi kang hotel, di ba?
Totoo,
Like,
totoo yan.
simple things cake riser,
Totoo yan, totoo
um,
yan.
wine bottle opener, yung mga ganon.
Totoo yan, totoo yan.
Mm,
So,
yon.
Baguio Country Club is one of the top, parang most requested one
Yes, oo.
because of the ease and the convenience.
Yeah, kapag sa garden. And then the second one din naman sa garden, we have Frangeli House, which is sa Bakaking. So, yun naman, that's really a very private place. Parang, so one of the reasons na pinipili yun is because kayo lang. Sa Shepherd's Country Club, kung sino man yung ibang bisita ng country club would be there, but hindi naman sila sasama sa wedding nyo.
Oh,
Sa
gate rush
Frangeli
di oras.
House, oo, hindi naman. May class na yung mga tao.
May kiinom na rin.
Oo, di naman. Ganon. So, Frangeli naman, it's really kayo lang. So, it's a house. It's a very beautiful house with a grand staircase. And then, it has two gardens then. But that would be the garden right outside the house. And then, a garden kind of a few steps away na mas malawak. Yon. So, that's also
Most
most
requested.
requested, oo. In terms of garden, since ang ganda nga rin kasi nung house itself, I think we really thought about the layout of the house. Alam mo ba, yan yung isa sa mga bahay dito sa Baguio na merong elevator.
Wow! Seryoso?
Oo, may elevator siya. Although it has only, I think, 1, 2, 3 floors. Parang may attic kasi siya eh. Kasi parang nag-accommodate sila ng parang bed and breakfast din.
Oh, so pwede rin matulog doon?
Yes, oo. So, kahit na house siya, it's kind of parang mansion siya actually. So, there's still a place for the bride and groom na mag-overnight and mag-prep. Tapos, well-maintained din kasi yung bahay. So,
It's still being
yun.
used to now? Like, it's still open up to now? Or nag-close
Yes.
pa rin? Open na siya.
It's open. Nag-close sila nung time ng pandemic because they have to be very careful since it's really a house, no? So, malapit din doon or almost doon na rin nakatira yung mga may-ari and on a separate area. So, it would be difficult to accommodate crowds there, di ba? It's
Totoo.
full family. So, they had to close. But if I'm not mistaken, at the moment, they're accommodating but intimate weddings na lang muna.
Intimate muna.
So, that would be somewhere around 30, 35 people, mga ganon.
Ayan, alam ko na kung saan ako ikakasal.
Yan, oo.
Ikaw yung host, ikaw na yung coordinator ko. Kailangan ko muna maghanap ng jowa bago ako ikasal.
Yes. Tama. Guys, come on.
Diba? Ano ba yan? Binibenta na ako dito sa Baguio. Pero wait, so actually tinignan ko nga siya one time. You mentioned mo siya when I came to Baguio. So, tinignan ko nga sa Google yung Frangeli House. It's super nice. It's like white and it's a very parang South Carolinian kind of feel to it. Like it's a very rustic yung concept, and it's overlooking Baguio City because it's on top of a hill, right? It's like you can see the
Oo, medyo kita naman. Although yun nga, it's in the neighborhood of Bakaking. So, what people would have to remember when they hold their events is they have to finish within syempre yung tamang curfew time lang of noise, diba? In residential area. So, it would be best to start your wedding early para ang cutoff kasi is around 9 p.m.
Oh, bawal na mag-ingay, bawal pala maglasing.
Yes. Tapos sobrang katabi nyo talaga yung ibang residential areas. Hindi naman super crowded, pero you would have nearby residences. So, syempre, we have to be considerate.
Tama. Ito, okay. So, napag-usapan na natin ng wedding and events and everything else which you're currently doing. But this is one of the things that I'm always interested. Kasi nga, because of been hosting and coordinating for quite a while now. You started like last year, I think in the pandemic. Tama? Pandemic baby rin to eh. Yung Wednesdays with Jamie. So this one is quite interesting because I remember seeing in Facebook like lumabas yung nagkaroon ng show si Jamie. Uy, mala Oprah level, sabi ko. Tapos ang daming guests. So meron na siya ngayon season 2. I think they've just finished season 1. So ano ba yung Wednesdays with Jamie? What is actually the whole concept behind the Wednesdays with Jamie?
Ayan. Actually, this also started with, yung show na to began with a fellow supplier then. So that's Fridge Multimedia. I also worked with them Kasi meron silang photo, video services, and sounds and lights, and LED wall. So actually, they have the equipment already for a show. And then yung owner nun, si Sir Hendrix, already has exposure in handling yung show, ganyan, because he used to work in a certain TV station. So, and dream niya din talaga itong yung parang magkaroon ng multimedia company, etc.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yun nga, syempre nagkaroon tayo ng pandemic, and then we still actually continued itong parang mga ganito din na online shows. Although last year, our goal was for the displaced workers, part of our industry. So we had shows like this, but it was mainly for fundraising nung time na yun. Ganon. So we had it a few times just so that we could gain enough so that we could share with our fellow suppliers as well. Ganon.
Oh,
So
so yun pala yung objective. Ah.
it was not yet Wednesdays with Jamie nung time na. It was really just a series of shows for Baguio Wedding and Event Suppliers.
Okay, okay.
And then months later, so yon, nagkaroon ako ng 1 or 2 shows with them. Kasi marami tayong host dito sa Baguio. So in the other segments, ibang hosts naman. And then months later, tinawagan ako ni Sir Hendrix, and then he had this, nagkaroon siya ng concept of a talk show na mala-Oprah nga daw. Or he wanted a female talk show host, ganon, in a show. Nung time na yun, wala pang title.
Wala pang title nun. Nakita ko kasing hair flip mo nung time yun eh. Doon ako nakabi ko, may hair flip si Jamie. Ikot niya na gano'n.
So, pero we were brainstorming on how to name it. Sabi ko nga, ang hirap kaya ng Wednesdays with Jamie kasi hindi ka pwedeng umalis ng Wednesday.
Correct. Sabi yun ang challenge na doon kasi kada Wednesday rin yung palabas.
Although the great thing about it is, siguro, Wednesday din naman kasi parang it's a middle of the week. Madalang kaming magkaroon ng events niyan ng Wednesday. Kasi, when people get married, usually it's towards the weekend or at the beginning of the week.
The week.
So, Wednesday is kind of a perfect day nga naman, kung iisipin mo. So, ayun. Tinawagan ako. Actually, it was a little bit early last year, mga April. Meron ng concept yan. But, umuo lang ako randomly. Sure, sir. Yung parang, sige lang, ganon. And then, nag-umpisa kami talaga sa Wednesdays with Jamie, November na. Last year.
Pero parang ang dami niyang episodes.
Yes, oo. Kasi every Wednesday yan di ba? So, yun, nung una din, akala ko na, baka hindi naman natuloy. Kasi April, tas wala na ulit. Tas sometime, September, October, sabi nila, all set na. Ay, yun pala. Ready na for the shoot. So, we had to conceptualize what we're going to do. So akong always intro ko sa Wednesdays with Jamie is we celebrate Baguio, the Cordilleras, and the Filipino people.
So with that line, I'd like to show to you our season 2 of Wednesdays with Jamie. Ayan, pakita natin yung segue natin sa Wednesdays with Jamie. So panoodin natin siya.
Have you missed traveling for the past year? We did too. Kaya naman, for Wednesdays with Jamie Season 2, we are going to bring you to different places. That's right.
Ito ba yung sinasabi mo sa akin kanina?
All our episodes will be outdoors and we're going to be your virtual travel buddies. And so, while traveling is still
Sabi ko nga,
limited, we'll do our best
napabicycle
to
lang di oras si
bring you
Madam.
as close as possible to must-see places.
There's actually a Volkswagen here.
Yes. Meron yan sa may pangalan. Sarap to.
Yung ba yung yoke?
Yes.
Sino yung katabi mo na yun?
And so,
Ayan.
join us every Wednesday as we explore new places, meet new people, and tackle different perspectives. See you!
Yeah. Exciting ang Wednesdays with Jamie. Guys, huwag maganda ng Baguio.
Wednesdays with Jamie Season 2. At the Baguio Country Club's Bridal Fair, Weddings and New Beginnings, the Baguio Fair. Get ready for this 3-day showcase of Baguio's best event suppliers at the Cordillera Convention Hall. And watch the first episode of Wednesdays with Jamie Season 2, Celebrations and Conversations,
Wow,
on
good to
July
know.
22 at 3 p.m. only at Fridge TV.
So, ulitin natin. Tomorrow na yan. Kaya busy si Jamie ngayon.
That's so true.
Busy si Jamie. Kaya tawa rin ako, nandito rin siya. So, that's maybe tomorrow. So, pa-plug in ko na rin. So, please, if you guys want to watch episode of Wednesdays with Jamie and get to know Jamie and a different light naman as her, hosting, nag-play yata yung music. Ay, nag-play yung ating ayan. So, para makilala niyo siya on the other light naman as a host and with her channel. Ito yung nagta-travel ka, no, Jamie? Umiikot ka ng Baguio or ng buong Cordillera?
Yes, Baguio, Benguet, ganyan. So,
Ang
abangan
taray.
nyo.
Pwede ba ako sumama dyan? Bang
Travel
ikot-ikot
with
na
me.
lang. Kakausap na lang si Sir. Sir, pwede ba isama yung isang bata dyan? To try out new things. Ay nako, ang saya. So that's Wednesdays with Jamie that you're currently doing but it's pre-recorded, no, or it's gonna be recording pa rin up to now. You're still doing filming now.
It's actually a mixture. Bukas, it's going to be live. On other times, pre-filmed siya
Pre-filmed
because
siya.
we need to travel.
Yeah, for sure.
So, it depends. Yeah, meron tayong mga live recording, tapos meron yung pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded ones. So, balik tayo sa so nakita na natin that the other side of Jamie, that she actually hosts mga like shows like this. I think it's a very good opportunity. Nakatuwa ako sa kwento mo kanina. It was the original plan for it was really to promote to help out yung mga displaced workers during the pandemic. But I think now pa rin, it's like similar to it, but you're actually promoting the different destinations naman or different things that they can do in the Cordillera Region. Tama ba? Parang
Yes,
may mga kasi may mga nakita ko doon, like you have a Volkswagen parang guy who collects Volkswagen. Tama ba ako? He collects Volkswagen.
Yes, that's from Volkswagen. Actually, din yan, cafe din siya. So, it's a good
Cafe.
go.
Saan yan? Malapit sa Baguio rin yan?
Of course! Abangan
Yan.
nyo sa show.
Yan. So guys, abangan natin. May mga pagkain rin. You're gonna be trying out food, I suppose.
Yep.
Uy, sarap naman. Saya. So, yan. So, ito naman. So, what is the biggest challenge that you have now in considering this whole scenario that we're in, the pandemic, and it's still, although ngayon medyo naging strict ulit sila sa Baguio because of what's happening in terms of the cases of COVID, especially the Delta variant. So, currently, what is the challenges of any of the suppliers, the supply industry, like the wedding and the supply, yung group ninyo ngayon?
I think it's the uncertainty of the situation. Ganon.
Ito.
Kasi parang yung mga pagtaas, pagbaba ng presyo, yung mga ganon, these are things you expect. But yung parang, yes, if you don't know exactly when it's gonna happen, but you know it will happen, right? Pero
Yes.
the uncertainty of when you will be allowed to hold events and when you will not be allowed to hold events, biglaan siya. Hindi ka, you may be given warnings, pero baka days ahead, etc. So, when you're a supplier, ako on the end of the coordinator, we are most involved with the planning of the client. So, for me, naramdam ko yung frustration ng clients ko. But they don't take it out on me. Pero yun, minsan naawa ka na lang din. Diba? I think the best way for you to serve your clients na as a coordinator is to remember na pinag-ipunan nila to. Yung ganon, yung ramdam mo yung end nila as a couple na ang tagal nilang pong pinlano, pinag-ipunan nila to, once in a lifetime to, etc. So, knowing na ganon siya, and then you would know na merong uncertainty na pinlano nila and then it might not happen.
So, may mga cases ba na nangyari na hindi natuloy in your calendar?
Thankfully, wala naman akong exact wedding na hindi natuloy because of the pandemic. Because of other reasons, pwede pa. Pero rare. Thankfully, no? Pero maraming yung talagang delay. Meron akong mga wedding that was moved 5 times bago siya totoong nangyari. So, when the wedding finally happened, talagang on the day of the wedding, the couple was like, oh, totoo na, kakasal na kami. Kasi, minove namin ng maraming beses. So, on the part of the coordinator, hindi lang yan pag-move ng date. It also means you will move the dates of all the other, 15?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They have to
Oo,
all
di ba?
adjust, diba?
Part mo
Shock.
yun eh. Yeah. So, and if it doesn't fit that, parang if one doesn't fit that date, you find another date. So,
Yeah.
imagine mo yun. And everybody else is moving. So, yung tansyahan ba ng kailan pwedeng mag-move, etc. So, I think that would be the biggest challenge. Um, next pa, parang next na lang dyan yung mga part na you have to wear your PPE.
Ay,
You have
naka-PPE rin
to,
kayo? Naka-PPE rin
yes,
kayo?
yes.
Wow! Shucks! So, ang hirap nun, you're coordinating everything and you're wearing PPE pa. Ang init nun. Ay, diba? Malamig naman pala sa Baguio. Inisip ko kasi parang,
Yeah.
okay
Oo,
naman.
that is the advantage din naman. So, naka-PPE din kami because we also want our guests, well, aside from keeping ourselves safe, no, we want our guests to feel safe din naman. So,
Oo.
it has to go both ways. So, talaga naka-PPE din kami, naka-uniform kami. And that's really difficult. Like sa hosting, I don't remove my mask.
Yung tatanong ko, hindi ka ba natatakot?
Natatakot din.
Like, isn't it scary? Kasi nga you're hosting and these are all people you don't know. Like, diba? Like, you're gonna be meeting people you don't know. Hindi mo alam kung mayroong may COVID or anyone na ganun.
Actually, that's very true. Natatakot din naman. But at the same time, I just stick to the safety protocols naman eh. Parang hindi ako nagtatanggal ng mask. I have to remove my face shield kasi talagang hindi, yung mic kasi mahirap siya. No? But I don't remove my mask throughout the program.
Oh.
Yeah. But I know my fellow hosts, some of them choose to remove their mask to keep the face shield. It's really up to you. But basta, para sa akin, it's up to you how you keep yourself safe. Kasi hindi naman, life has to go on.
Totoo.
Oo,
Tsaka
so
it's scary rin, di ba? Like, I think it's also very, very challenging rin. I mean, it's a lot of skill set rin kasi hindi ka di ba, as a host, it's always about how you look like and how your facial reactions are like. And it also part of the entertainment of the guest, di ba? Pero ngayon, mahihirapan ka because they can't see your smile.
yeah, but they can hear it in your voice. So,
That's true. Yeah.
diba?
Medyo challenging
So,
pala yun.
kaya yan. And buti na lang, expressive ang mata. Diba?
Buti lang malaki yung mata natin.
Oo,
Malaki yung mata ko,
diba?
malaki yung mata mo. Doon nakikita talaga.
Ganon.
Oh, diba?
It's part of the challenge, pero at the same time, you have to keep yourself safe while executing your job. So, ganun talaga. Parang, natanggap ko na ganun talaga.
Pero ngayon, yung protocols ngayon for events in Baguio City, for people who are gonna be watching this episode or who's watching it, ano yung mga protocols ngayon? Like, is there may bago ba? Like, in terms of how, if they wanna set up like a destination wedding in Baguio?
Well, we are at 30% capacity of venues, if I'm not mistaken. There was a time na medyo nagtaas na tayo into 50% capacity. So it really depends on the venue and how much it can accommodate. So yung venue na mismo ang magsasabi sa inyo na masunurin naman kasi ang ating mga venue dito sa Baguio. So hindi nila pagpipilitan yan para lang kumita. So, for example, they would say, okay, for example, there's a particular place and they would really tell you, oh, I'm sorry, our maximum is really 75 people only. Ganon. So, there's only two things for you to deal with that. You reduce your guests or you transfer to a venue na mas malaki. Diba?
Ang sakit na, no? Ang
Yes.
sakit na, no? Sorry, hindi kita pa isama sa guest list ko.
Oo. Pero kung tutuusin, no, I remember attending this parang it's kind of a workshop of event suppliers and we were speaking with the priest. And then sabi niya, konti lang naman talagang kailangan for a wedding to actually happen. You need the couple.
Definitely,
You
yes.
need the couple, you need a witness, and you need the priest. That's it. Parang ganon. So, all the other things, maid of honor, best man, yung mga bridesmaid, ganon, these are all accessories. So, parang pag-iisipin mo yon kung ang focus mo talaga is to get married, actually you just need 4 people.
Totoo. Totoo nga.
Diba? So,
Totoo nga.
the fact that you're given the liberty to add 71 to the 4 essential people, that's a luxury. Siguro yun na lang yung mindset. For me, that's the mindset. Kasi,
I like that mindset. Na parang hindi naman necessary nga naman na madami kayo.
yeah, na parang, yeah, of course we want to tell the world that we're getting married, but you can do that on social media after the actual wedding. So, yun ang siguro yung isipin natin. Marami din naman who took advantage of this pandemic number that we had, the intimate wedding.
Kasi,
But
tama. Siguro lumakas ang intimate weddings ngayon, like very few, tsaka less gastos sa mag-asawa.
that's true. Actually, less gastos and at the same time, you know each and every person na nandun. Kasi 50 lang yun eh.
Tsaka masaya kasi nga very
Opo.
it's always close family or close friends of yours that you're celebrating your your start of your marriage life, 'di ba?
Yes,
Ah,
ganon. So,
oh,
okay lang naman siya. Although, hindi ko rin naman mapagkakailan na masaya ang big wedding. It really depends, no? But given the situation, parang I think it's
it's
still okay to proceed with the wedding without feeling so bad
bad
na
about it. Yeah.
mabawasan mo yung guests mo.
I hear you there. I hear you there. Tama nga naman. Tama naman. You don't really. I think if it's also if they're also your family and friends, they would also understand rin naman. I mean,
Yes, if they're your real
yeah,
friends,
yeah, they would
they will
understand it naman.
understand.
They would understand
Ako,
it.
lagi kong inaasar yung couples ka, for example, hindi naman maiwasan na, for example, the bride would say, hala, nag-back out yung isang bridesmaid ko, o kaya, hala, hindi dadating yung isang, for example, kaibigan ko, etc. I would always tease them, at least, ma'am, dadating yung groom mo, di ba?
Oo, tama nga naman. Ang saklap naman nun pag dumating yung groom. Pero
Oo,
tama,
so,
tama. Tama naman. Tama naman. Magandang mindset. Magandang mindset yan. So I guess, going to, with that, what you said, what is really the most exciting part of running, the events planning? I think if you were personally why you keep on repeating it and why do you keep on doing it and what makes you wake up in the day, like whenever there's an event, like you're excited about it?
the most exciting part is probably experiencing different types of weddings, yung ganon, and meeting new people. It's more of that for me. Ako actually, if I could actually choose to stop kung kailangan, ganon, because of safety, etc. But
Yeah.
you'd be missing out on a lot of things. Because when you're a coordinator, parang bisita ka na rin dyan eh. Parang nakikita mo parang you're able to share in the joy of the family, of the couple. They will express that. They will tell you it was such a perfect wedding. Yung mga ganon.
Yeah, I've always
And
heard
different
that.
things we look forward to. Yung akala mo, parang, there are instances where you feel like kinulang ka sa service and then they tell you na this was a perfect wedding. So parang ikaw pala ang nag-short sell ng sarili mo. Or yung parang ganon, yun ang exciting for me because you'll never know what's going to happen in a certain wedding.
True.
Yung ganon, yung akala mo na I think this is going to be a difficult client. Sila pala yung pinaka-chill, yung mga ganon. Or,
May mga ganun cases siguro na you think na, uy, baka mamaya masakit sa bangs to.
hindi naman maiwasan, di ba? And then, always for me, I always look forward to each event because I know that for each event that I'm able to book, I'm able to provide a job for my staff. Yun naman lagi.
I love that. That's such a really good mindset, o 'di ba? I mean, ito yung kinatutuwa ko rin because you're for every time we do something, I think it's always should be giving back. I mean, it's always inclusive. Like you always include people who's gonna benefit as well, not just your guests or clients, but even the people you work with. They also benefit from the whole process, no? Thank you. That's a good takeaway. Ayan ang key takeaway ko ngayon sa ating conversation. ito yung last na tanong ko na lang. I know you have an event after this, so mabilisan ko na ng konti. But for a first-time visitor to Baguio, no, for first-time visitors, what do you recommend for them to try to do or to see, no? So if you were to name the top 3 off the top of your head lang, what is the top 3 or top 5 that you would recommend that people should, make sure that they actually try it out or do here in Baguio City?
Napakahirap ng tanong na yan.
Ang dami kasi, di ba? Ang dami kasi nga.
Sobrang daming pupuntahan, actually. So ako, I would always say, syempre number 1, you should choose good accommodation. Yan. Pero for accommodation, it really depend naman eh. Kasi parang, yung iba ang consideration nila yung budget. Yung iba ang consideration nila would be distance. So
Yes.
if you have transportation, your own transportation, go for yung marami tayong mga places na malalayo pero sobrang ganda ng view. And the farther it is from the city, the more affordable they are. It's just
Totoo yun.
that it's far, 'di ba? But if you have your own transportation, go for it. Ngayon, if you don't have your own transportation, make sure that you are in an accommodation na hindi malayo sa city kasi challenge talaga kayo. Especially, we have some guests who want to visit the night market, mga ganyan. Tapos hindi pala nila alam, hindi nila natansya na yung transient that they booked, for example, is so far away. Tapos ang hirap lang sumakay going back, di ba?
Parang,
Plus, hindi mo kabisado yung place, mawawala ka.
totoo. At saka yung taxi kasi hindi 24 hours yung taxi.
Yes, 'di ba?
Diba?
So you have to do 'yon. So in terms of accommodation, yun lang naman yung consideration. Places to visit, actually food to try, ang dami, sobrang
Ang
dami.
dami nga.
Oo,
Pero yung
I
mga
would
favorite mo, yung
highlight.
mga favorite mo.
Siguro kasi bago ngayon ang, sabi ko, I brought you there, 'di ba? So sabi ko naman, kung yung mga very easy to visit at nasa town area lang, we have our food trucks at Burnham Park. So dalawa na sila dyan. You have Le Bloom and Yoke.
Yoke.
Oo. So,
Magkakaroon ba ng bagong food truck or yun pa lang so far?
Yun pa lang so far, although I believe madadagdagan din naman yan eventually. So plus seeing all the other developments din sa Burnham. Although,
Burnham.
If you've been to Burnham, marami na rin mga na-develop ngayon na mga places to visit around Baguio. Maraming bago actually. So, ang hirap mamili sa totoo lang.
Totoo lang. Actually, kaya nga parang ako rin mahirap. Pagka tinanong sa akin yung question na to,
Oo,
mahirap rin
anong
ako
sagot
isipin.
mo, di ba? What are the food to eat in Baguio? Siyempre, alam mo na yung strawberry.
Mushroom.
Diba?
Gulay.
Masyadong marami, actually.
Marami talaga.
Choices.
Marami
But pag ako, recommendation, ganun lang. How to choose your accommodation, what to try. Sobrang daming mga buffet dito sa Baguio ngayon.
Meron buffet? Hindi mo sinasabi sa akin yan. Saan yan?
Meron tayo sa Newtown Hotel. Meron silang merienda buffet, that's 12 to 5, if I'm not mistaken. So actually, pwede na rin pa-lunch yun, mga ganon. Maghapon.
Punta tayo next time.
Together. Tapos, meron din ganyan, merienda cena, ang tawag ng Venus Parkview Hotel, that's around Burnham Park.
Lafayette, does Lafayette have?
Lafayette, not buffet, but they have a cafe plus fine dining resto sa taas, and ang sarap ng food doon. Sa fine dining. May rooftop garden din sila pala. That's one of the masasabi ko din in terms of kunyari garden wedding, ganun, pwede din doon kasi that's one of the newest hotels in Baguio.
Yeah.
Tapos,
excited ako doon
Diba? Tapos ang daming new cafes and restaurants in town. So all you need to do really is to search on social media.
And find all of them. Actually, I saw, di ba may group called sa Baguio, and you always see everyone posting like the places to see and places to try in that Facebook group. Nag-comment si Val. Sabi ni Val, punta tayo G sa weekend. Nandito na po ako. Naunahan na kita. Dito na ako nakatira.
Nandito na si G. So
punta ka dito, Val. Dynamic kayo dito. Ayan. So yun, I think that caps up the episode of our gusto ko sabihin Wednesdays with Jamie. Actually, that caps up the episode for the One Day One Exchange. Best of Baguio, no? But before we end the episode, so just to recap, no, there's you can actually follow Jamie and her if you're going to be doing an event in Baguio, if you want to have a destination wedding in Baguio, please do check out her Facebook page called Eimaj Events. So I already posted it on the screen. And then if you guys want to check out her Wednesdays with Jamie for Fridge TV, you can actually check it out. Wednesdays with Jamie. This is already season 2 and it's starting tomorrow. Kahit hindi Wednesday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Live kasi yung mangyayari sa Baguio Country Club po, no? Tama sa Baguio Country Club. sa Baguio Country Club. Pero hindi magtatapos ang ating episode kung wala po tayong fast talk. Sandali na lang to.
Wow, fast talk. Kaloka.
Hello talaga. Anong gusto mo? Rated PG or rated R? Mamili ka. Any. Sige, since game naman si Jamie, lagyan natin medyo controversial. Pupilian natin, sex or chocolate? Yun ang usual tinatanong.
Siyempre,
Chocolate! Ayan. Ayan. Natawa talaga ako doon. Ito, naniniwala ka ba sa forever? Ayan.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Ito, pagpipilian ka, sa pumunta ka sa isang lugar, papili mo, Jollibee or McDonald's?
Jollibee.
Jollibee. Nako, anong bang mga bagay na hindi mo tinitipid? Alam ko na yung sagot dyan. Pagkain.
Pagkain, correct.
Pareho tayo, kahit tayo magkasundo. Ito, ayun.
Pag-ibig. Oh!
Pag-ibig. Pwede rin. Pero wala tayong jowa, kaya pagkain muna. Ikaw meron, so okay. Ito, pag ikaw ba cat person or dog person?
Dog.
Dog person. Ito, pagpipilian tayo, kumain or uminom?
Kumain.
Definitely. The best compliment you've ever received. Malam, yung tuning person questions na to.
Oo nga, taray. Siguro na that's it. Sa akin that I always make time for people.
Oh, alam mo, yun naman, I can attest to that because I remember when I came here, the first time I came here and I met you, you brought me out, is that I had an event, tapos you had to go after the event that you had, diba? Tama ba ako? Parang inikot pa ako ng gabi na yun. Talagang nakakatawa because we went around, gabi, hapon yun, tapos I'll do it at night. Kung dami pa natin pinuntahan ng gabi. I would attest to that, no? She really makes time for people, especially if she sees you, like, she doesn't see you every day. She really does make time for you. So what's the worst thing you did for love and the best thing you did for love? Yeah.
The worst thing probably is to disobey my parents.
Oh, the best thing naman. The best thing
is to still disobey my parents.
Doon yata nakilala eh.
Magkaibang tao yun.
Magkaibang tao pala. Ito, if you could be someone for a day, who would you be and why? Yan na lang ang ating huling tanong.
Paulo Coelho.
Oh, yung writer.
Isa yun sa mga favorite na writers ko. And it would simply be because gusto kong malaman yung perspective niya in terms of how he writes books.
That's true. Tsaka very inspiring yung mga libro niya eh. Maganda yung mga quotes and maganda yung mga papaisipin ka talaga sa mga sinasabi niya eh. Oh, nice. Thank you. So, doon nagtatapos ang ating episode today for One Day with Experience. #Best of Baguio with Jamie. Maraming salamat, Jamie. No? So, for guys, again, ulitin ko na lang. Pagpuntahan nyo kung kailangan nyo ng events organizer, papunta sa Baguio, ayan, ilalagay ko na dito. Ayan, puntahan nyo po yung Facebook. Ilalagay ko rin sa comment section para mapuntahan nyo at makita nyo yung ginagawa ni Jamie. Yan, lagay natin sa comment section. Di ba, Jamie? Promote ako sa'yo.
Di ba naman? Maraming salamat.
Siyempre, love na love kita. Tapos, panoorin niyo po siya sa Wednesdays with Jamie kasi I think magugustuhan niyo yung episode na yun. Kasi nakakatuwa kasi may travel component siya ngayon. Hindi na siya nasa studio unlike before.
Yeah, that's true.
Diba?
Enjoy.
So, yeah, so you can actually follow her at Wednesdays with Jamie. It's always every Wednesday, but tomorrow yung kanyang
pilot episode
season 2. Yes. So if you haven't been if you heard about Experience Philippines and you're going to be watching this episode, please do follow us in our Experience Philippines Facebook group. Ayan, nakita niyo na sa screen na lang. And then you can actually be a supporter of Experience Philippines to help, finance our live streams by becoming a supporter. It's just 99 pesos per month. Di ba lang ako segue, no? At dyan po yung nagtatapos ang ating episode. Maraming salamat, Miss Jamie. Thank you very much for being such a nice guest and madami ako natutunan. Dami kong key takeaway. Actually, pero yung key takeaway ko is really about the events. I really love the way your mindset, inclusivity with the team and the staff. That's a really nice one. So you may gusto bang sabihin for if to end this episode, if you have any message to the people who's watching or they're gonna be watching this episode.
Wala naman. I'd like to thank you for inviting me. O, di ba naman?
Diba
Sa,
naman?
first off, di ba, sa ating mga ka-XPH dyan, mga ka-Experience
Yes.
Philippines, mga kalad Karen. Hi
Yes,
to all.
makakalad ka.
Come and visit us in Baguio.
Yes. Pero medyo nagmahal na nga lang ang entrance kasi nga.
Oo, magmahal lang ang entrance fee natin. But it should be
Pero kung
fun. But if not, well, pwedeng manood muna kayo ng Wednesdays with Jamie. At saka ng, nitong mga Best of Baguio ni G.
Yes. Madami pang gagawin, madami pang hinahanap na guests for Baguio. Pag may gusto kayong suggest at recommend, sabihin nyo lang sa akin at we will do a live stream. But by the way, may kinos ko si Jamie kanina. We're coming out with we have, on this coming Friday, we're collaborating with a brand called Oven Depot, and they produce portable pizza makers called Uni. And yun ang gagawin namin. So kasama ko si Jamie kung pumayag siya at libre siya that time. Gagawa kami ng mga pizza. Panoodin niyo yung episode na yun.
Oo naman.
Food tripping, yan. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed our episode. And please do support, please keep safe and always practice social distancing. And yun lang, para matigil natin. Kung hindi pa nababaccinate, kung pwede na, pa-vaccinate na kayo para matapos itong pandemic na ito. Diba? Lakas So, thank you guys for watching and happy to see you.
Thanks.
And have a good day. Thanks, Jamie. Maraming salamat. Huwag ka muna lalabas kasi picture pa tayo. So,
Sure.
thank you.